Hi, this is Stacia, and we're going to take a look at a training game that I played on chess.com. I played this game last night and it was very interesting, so I'm looking forward to the analysis. I played one e4 with the white pieces. And my opponent played c5, the Sicilian defense. This is definitely one of my favorite moves to see these days because d4, the Smith-Morra Gambit, is super fun. All right, he did take. I played c3. He accepted my pawn, and I proudly brought my knight to the c3 square. e6 was played. I think that's fine. Knight f3. a6. This is often a useful move against the Smith-Morra to stop knight b5 ideas, which would fork this square and this square. Bishop to c4 and knight c6. So here I think I should castle. That's probably what I did. Yep. Okay, d6. And now, if you're a Smith-Morra player, you learn that when this pawn structure is created, the Scheveningen pawn structure of d6 and e6, then the main plan against this is to go queen e2 and rook d1. So I played queen e2 rather quickly, knight to f6. And anytime knight f6 is played, we can take a look at the move e5. But I don't think e5 is good here. I looked at it. Let's see. If e5 takes, I guess takes. Rook d1 is still coming, but I don't feel like this is much. And now we're going to ask the engine. Yeah, the engine doesn't give e5. It's probably going to say it's premature. Yeah, it is. Black can just take. Yeah, and it's giving that exact line. And after this move, yeah, I'd kind of expect bishop d6. Yeah, it says bishop d6 and black is better. So our compensation, our compensation for the pawn is development. So once we trade pieces off and stick our queen on a bad square, no more compensation. So e5 is definitely premature, but luckily I did see that during the game. So I played rook to d1. Now e5 is possible, I think, because the pawn is no longer able to stop e5. My opponent played queen to c7. I actually think that's a good move. If you're going to play queen to c7, you have to play a6, but he did do that. So I can't easily get to that queen. And it's going to be a minute before I get rook a to c1 in. But I played bishop to f4, which I think is the most natural move. So we line these up. And mind you, if e5 happens, I could probably just retreat the bishop and then play to occupy that d5 square. That's an important square. But also play to put pressure on the backwards pawn on d6. And that would be a totally different kind of compensation, but would be totally fine. Bishop to e7. I would definitely be thinking about e5 again here. I didn't play it, I see, but let's check it just for the heck of it. Yeah, computer gives rook ac1, which is what I played. If e5, I don't think there's enough, is there? I guess we do have enough to play it, but yeah, knight h5 might be a thing. So pivoting the knight, attack the bishop. I can play this because it's a tempo on the queen. Oh, wait a minute. No, knight takes f4. He's on my queen, and he's going to take with check. So this. Wow. I didn't see this line. But after bishop to d7, black is better. And I think it's because this pawn, without my dark square bishop, I don't know how I'm going to hold on to that. Even with it, I don't know if I could. So I'm going to lose this pawn, and black is better. Okay, let's continue. I played rook a to c1 instead, which basically I'm saying your queen's not well placed there. Like, things may open up and be an issue. So he played queen to b8. Now that move looks really passive to me. Then again, I'm not sure what he should do here. Computer says castle. Yeah, if castles, I would have played bishop b3 and just start clearing the c file. And then it says knight h5. I would definitely go bishop e3. And then it says knight back to f6. And the position is just equal. Yeah, and I wouldn't really know how to proceed here. It actually says bishop f4, which is funny. So this could happen. Draw agreed. No. Oh, so I played e5 in this moment. After queen to b8. Yeah, computer agrees. e5 is the one move that gives an advantage. So I'm pretty happy with how I played this game so far. I think the opening was a success for me. All right, so he did take, but now I thought I have knight takes. If he does take with the knight, I recapture with my bishop. But I'm also threatening knight g6 right now because the knight would attack the rook, but also defend the bishop at the same time. So that's kind of a nice little move. And there's no bishop d6 because I would simply take it. The rook is also guarding. So I was feeling good here. He should probably take with the knight. Let's see what the computer says. Computer gives queen a7. Wow. Queen a7. And then it gives knight a4, which looks really risky. But the knight would hang like this. Like queen a7, knight a4. I'd be looking at this move, but it undefends the knight. So even though black gets their fork, I get the knight. And honestly, that looks way worse for black. So, okay. So instead, he took here, which feels practical. Wow, computer says white is winning. All right, I'm turning the engine off because we want to draw some of our own conclusions. I did take here, so the queen is hit, and he went queen to a7. Yeah, so here's the thing. Like, this is the type of position that you want in the Smith-Morra Gambit. So I'm pretty happy with this. But how to proceed? Sometimes it's so hard to figure out what to do. Okay, I'm going to look at some candidate moves. Oh, I remember what the right move is here, and it's pretty nuts. Like, okay, this move comes to mind, but it's not exactly threatening. Could do this, I suppose. Could do this. I don't know. Nothing's really popping out at me. This is potentially a move. Maybe that move. And with the queen on the diagonal, well, actually with the queen here guarding the rook and this square for the bishop, that makes me not like knight e4 as much. So, okay, let's see what the computer says. I played the move bishop d4, which feels weak to me, but it does maintain a very strong advantage for white. Computer gives this move. You ready? Knight to b4. It looks like a opera game type sacrifice in a way. So knight b5. If he takes, we play check. And if he blocks, Then we take with a rook, it says. Wow. Okay, they could take with a knight. But now we can take on g7. The rook is attacked. He should probably go here. But then we have... Oh, I see. We're going to draw the king out. Like, we can do this. Check. And after takes, queen b5 check, I think. Whoops. Dropped it a little early. Yeah, queen b5 check because if king d8, I have this rook. The king cannot escape these checks. So this looks pretty bad, right? Maybe this has to be played. And then we just take it. And if here, this looks really bad all of a sudden. Yeah, king b8, and now we have this. Okay, so that's fun. So knight b5, very interesting move. And if you cannot take it, then this move looks pretty strong because there's this idea. We're attacking the queen right now. If queen b6, we still have knight c7, right? I've got it supported. So this move just wins. Like, we're going to win material. Very cool. And those are the types of ideas I need to get better at seeing. I think I am getting better at seeing. I did not see this one. So instead, I went here, which maintains tension. Now he goes queen b8. And what to do? Yeah, I played bishop e6. I didn't know what to do. Bishop e6 is a bishop wedge idea. It makes it annoying because I knew that he wanted to play here. So when I put my bishop here, I'm stopping that move, which is kind of cool, but computer says bishop d7 and black is totally fine. So wow, if you want to pause your video and ask what the right move is here. Now, actually don't do that because the right move is bishop to e5, I see. And after queen a7, it's knight b5. So it's the same thing. I guess that's the only way to win here. But okay, it's still going to be a game. So let's continue. After bishop b6, knight d7 was played. I went knight to a4. Castled. Bishop d3. So now I'm thinking about sacrificing on the Greek diagonal, as I call it. And I could follow up with potential checks here, or play those moves first. And he brought his queen out. This feels a little bit desperate to me. He is attacking the knight. The knight is defending the bishop, so this makes some sense. But I simply defended it. Now queen there. Now that move just feels wrong because I don't understand what it does. He's just attacking the bishop, but okay. Can't I just like move my bishop? Oh, and here I did move the bishop. And then right after I moved it, I was like, oh, I should have played rook c4. Turns out that is the best move. Yeah, and where does the queen go now? The queen cannot lead on this capture. Like, it has to be the knight first. So the queen has to leave and go maybe here. And that is not a well-placed queen. And that is bishop e1. Okay. So let's continue. Queen to a3, bishop b1. Wait, that didn't happen. Bishop e3 is what happened in the game. b5. So black is desperately trying to untangle. They want to put their bishop here. That's what's going on. And they're doing so with tempo, but I just moved my knight. Bishop f6. What did I play? Oh, rook invasion. That looks like a very natural move to me. The computer is giving f3 and bishop b1 as strong moves. Bishop b1 is my favorite move to play in all of chess, so I'm sad that I didn't play it. Probably followed up with this. When there's not a knight on f6, then these battery ideas become more valuable. It's going to force weaknesses, like g6, for example. Although after g6, bishop g7, yeah, I don't know. I don't like bishop b1 that much. The other move, f3, I also don't like. We're creating dark square weaknesses, and I don't understand why. I mean, I'm immediately looking at these squares. Are we scared of something appearing here? I don't see how. So that's a very mysterious move to me. I think I played the more natural looking move. But there is a downside to this. Like, my opponent should have played bishop e5 here. I think that makes sense. And it turns out my rook would have to sadly retreat. So that's probably the reason this isn't the top move. But my opponent didn't do that. He played this move, knight e5. And I did see that I have this little move. That, my friends, is called a fork. Definitely felt nice to play that move. He played queen g4, which I don't understand because, I mean, here he should go queen a5 maybe? Like, is this move possible also? Why not play this? It says play bishop e4 now. Or bishop takes f8, which is obvious. Yeah, but I just didn't understand, like, why this move? Now I can simply trade queens and be up material, right? Pretty sure that happens. I take the rook. Bishop e5 is too little too late now. Yeah, I went bishop d6. It's the top move, and I'm trying, and I feel like I don't understand it. So what was I doing here? I mean, there's a free bishop. Oh, I recall some back rank stuff. And I also have this move. This is part of it. Notice the rook will not have any squares. So he took the rook. I actually did plan this. And then played bishop e4. I thought this must be winning because yeah, like now I take, and that is a pin slash skewer. It's kind of both. So I think this is just winning now. Now this whole time black did have the ability to take my h-pawn, but I was calculating this stuff during the game. I thought as long as I stepped to f1, I should be fine. I can't step to h1 though. Except maybe now I can. Yeah, now I can because he's not forking anything. The rook is moved. When earlier that wasn't true. Yeah, and then h1's kind of annoying because now I'm threatening f3. And when the knight moves, I take the bishop. So, plus this is attacked. So, well, I was wondering what my opponent played, but actually at this point, he resigned. And it turns out that's reasonable. The position says plus 6.74 white. So, okay, but this is a complicated game, and I feel like I did a pretty shoddy analysis today. Sorry about that. So I'm going to do the key moments feature now. Just checking my OBS screen. Okay, it's good enough. So it says Queen E2 was the last book move. Yeah, Knight F6 is a little bit risky. It says E5 is best, and it's the only good move. So I'm very pleased about that. I've had trouble in the past with knowing when to play E5, but I'm getting better at it. Yeah, and it says Bishop B6 is a blunder, and we know why. We have to play Bishop. Yeah, we have to play Bishop E5, force the Queen. Isn't this right? Force the Queen here and play Knight B5. Yeah, Bishop E5 is best, +3 it says. Queen E7, Knight B5, A takes B5, Bishop takes B5 check. Yeah, all that whole line we saw earlier. All right. It also says this is a mistake. So let's retry this one. Yeah, what was the move here? Oh, it was Rook C4. Yeah, and that's a move I should find. I mean, it's simply a tempo move. Attack the queen with a rook. We're threatening to double. The queen's going to be uncomfortable. Yeah, I like that move a lot. Oh, wow. And it says knight here is a mistake. This one I didn't know about. Knight B2. Okay. So what should we do then? Potentially knight C3 with the idea of knight E4. Or are we going to go... Well, I was going to say bishop E4, but that blunders a bishop. There's also queen H5. No, I don't think queen H5 is good. Because G6, then I have two things attacked. I'm going to guess this move because I don't see what else. It's thinking. It says knight C3 is good. Okay, what's best though? Oh, once again, attack the queen again. I'd be scared the queen's going to go to a better square. Like, can't the queen go to H4? What's wrong with this? Yeah, so, okay. I don't love that one by the computer. Let's continue. Yay, bishop C5. Forking. It says game changer. Best reply to my opponent's mistake. It says bishop C5 is a mistake. Oh, yeah. Well, it drops the rook. Yeah, honestly, I think that this may have been a real mistake now that I'm remembering a little better. But then I was lucky that I had bishop e4 after this. So let's retry this move. What should I have played? I mean, I definitely was dreaming of, you know, rook d8 checkmate. That's definitely something I was dreaming about. So I feel like the bishop should move. So the question is what square? If here, the other bishop moves. Oh, if here... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't understand this. So if takes, what's the idea? The idea is take on h7 and after check. Only then take back. Yeah, I guess I'm up material still. So that's why this works. I'm not up much though, am I? Oh yeah, I did win a pawn in that transaction. So pawns are equal, I'm up in exchange. So it's winning. Okay, so it's a simple discovered check then. That's what bishop d6 is. But like, what if he doesn't take? What if he takes here? So if that... Oh, then we can go bishop e4 because we're threatening the bishop. So we'll get the piece back. Oh, that's bishop e5. It wants bishop e4. I'm sorry, you guys. I truly don't understand this part. Oh, that's the point. The rook cannot leave defense of the bishop. And if he goes here, then we have rook c2 discovery. Wow. This is crazy stuff. And we're still threatening back rank stuff as well. So computer gives knight f6 now, just for maximum complications, I guess. Now the bishop's under attack. It says bishop takes b8. Okay. So let's take. And then now it says bishop d7. Oh, that's why the knight came here, not to attack the bishop, but to block up the checkmate. That's crazy. Okay, but if that, we just take. And this is winning. So wow, very interesting. Is that it? Report. It says bishop e4 was critical. Yeah, and I love this part of the game. And that was it. And if you'd like to see, oh, actually, I'm not sure if I can show you. But I had 93.4% accuracy, which seems high. And my opponent had 51. But all in all, this is a very fun chess game. And I do feel like I still don't fully understand it. But the dog is barking, so I'm going to go. All right. Have a great day. Bye.